Clock in, clock in. Black gotta just walked in.
Let go. Bring my bread right now. Bring my money, nigga. Bring my bread right now. Don't even be late. Bring my bread right now. Bring my money, nigga. Bring my bread right now. Why they hate? Ese se culo pa' atrás. Better that's all right now. Bring my bread right now. Bring my money, nigga. Bring my bread right now.
Team Black gotta stand up, man. Yo. Now, I already know you guys know that Migos is no longer Migos. Now it's Quavo, TakeOff, and Offset. And the only Migos that still hang out with each other is Quavo and TakeOff. And I don't think they can stop hanging out with each other because I believe Quavo is TakeOff's uncle. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just them versus Offset at this moment. And Offset is branching off, doing his own thing, making solo songs with a couple artists and stuff like that. But it's like everybody question is like, why y'all not hanging out with each other? It's a bunch of speculations talking about Offset was hitting Quavo girl or whatever and so. But in all reality, nobody knows because, you know, niggas is just sending subliminals and songs. So we just gotta wait and find out sooner or later. Somebody gonna let it be known what the hell is really going on. But let's get into this video on why Quavo and them don't want to work with Offset.
And, you know, sometimes that shit ain't displayed. And this ain't got nothing to do with no label, no paperwork, no QC, no nothing. This got something to do with the three brothers. And shit, that is what it is. Right now, we gonna be the duo till time tell.
What's good, Rizzle fam? The rumors about our
Okay,
favorite
I like that answer, though. You feel me?
rap treat.
That tells that, you know, there's hope in the future. Hopefully it ain't about no, bro. Like the bros gotta come first, like off the dribble. Like ain't no excuse. Like even if the bros slip up and do some unloyal stuff, you feel me? Some way we just gotta be like, damn. You know what? Fuck the hoe. You feel what I'm saying? We grew up together. We made money together. We made it out the hood together. We created, you feel me, legacy together. You feel me? These girls come and go, brother.
Yo, the Migos and their future have been circulating for quite some time now. Most critics and fans seem to agree that the group is beyond their peak and that there's a slim chance of them seeing rock together like they used to back in the day, especially after Quavo and TakeOff revealed that they don't want to work with Offset anymore. It's very safe to say at this point that the Migos, they're no longer an item. A legendary group that popularized trap music and showed all the doubters just how much potential there is in that genre are no longer getting along like they used to. 10 years ago, 3 Atlanta natives got together and started making music. The albums Culture 1, 2, and 3 put Migos on the hip-hop map. However, in 10 years from now, we might be hearing a different narrative. Something like Unconfused on one team and Offset on another. As a matter of fact, the future is now. And we're already starting to see the first strokes of how that picture might look in the upcoming years. Why so? Because Quavo and TakeOff, or should we say Unconfused, dropped an album on the 7th of October and completely changed the game forever. There's been like 6 months of anticipation, but the album only built for Infinity Links is finally here. The tracks Hotel Lobby and Us vs. Them gave us quite a teaser, but the real deal is way more than anyone expected. Their project only built for Infinity Links was revealed to the world, and it's the first official album that Quavo and TakeOff did without their partner Offset. To all the Migos fans out there who still believe that the group will make up one day, this is probably as close as we're gonna get in terms of receiving an official goodbye. The album is extremely fresh, but there's already a lot to be said about this thing. Right out the bat, the duo obviously pays homage to Raekwon's classic 1995 album Only Built for Cuban Links. On the album cover, we can see Quavo and TakeOff posing just like Raekwon and Ghostface Killah did back in the day for their own album. The lengthy 18-track project came with a number of pretty popular features. NBA Youngboy, Birdman, Gucci Mane all dropped verses for Unconfused. The album even contained collabs with Young Thug and Gunna, tracks which were recorded before the two got slammed with Rico and ended up behind bars. But the album has no features from Offset. That did not sit well with the loyal fan base who want to see more of what they used to make back in the day. If you take a look at Quavo's Instagram, you can see that fans are ready for what's coming. Offset? Migos, we need y'all together. No Offset, no listening. Oh missing Offset. On the other hand, some are digging the brand new Sidekick vibes. The duo did their promo on The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, where they sang nothing changed from the new album and straight up blew the roof off the joint. Even though there are plenty of those who were disappointed because Offset's no longer in the mix, there's a lot of excited fans out there who think this could be the start of something even greater. One comment wrote, "This is golden. This was classy. This one's a ones. This duo got it." And another person added, "They kicked Offset out and went crazy." Sounds better than Culture 3. Whether they kicked Offset out or not is up for debate. But Quavo and TakeOff did speak about where they stand at right now in terms of their relationship with Offset and what the fate of the Migos will be. Just a couple of days ago, the two hopped on a podcast with Big Facts where they discussed their new project and what production looked like. The two talk with the hosts and share some of the details about how they made the tracks and where they found the inspiration for the tracks. However, they also mention Offset. The host just had his mind well, but he focused on the family part of the conversation and not the music. He said that Offset's family, and no matter what happens, both he and Quavo will always be there for him. TakeOff said,
"We don't know all answers, you feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? God know. And we, we pray a lot, And we tell them, whatever. If it's, post, whatever ain't right, and however you supposed to see it fit, like you put it back together, or however you do it, like we pray. So only time to tell. But we always family now. Ain't nothing gonna change.
We can already make a few conclusions just based off of things that the two said, but also based on some of the lyrics that we can find amongst the tracks of the new Only Built for Infinity Links album. First off, it's very safe to assume that the reason why the Migos aren't making music together anymore as a trio is because there's something going on outside the relationship of the three of them. Obviously, there were other parties involved. Now, one of the sources of the trouble might be the record label that Migos worked with while making their Culture trilogy, Quality Control, or QC for short. Perhaps more importantly, the owner of the record label, P. It probably stretches even back before this event, but ever since P signed Lil Baby to the label, Offset just wasn't right with him. It was clear as day that Offset has some issues with both P and Lil Baby. Something was not right in their relationship with the recent developments of Offset filing a lawsuit against P and Quality Control just goes on to show that our suspicions were pretty much right from the get-go. If you watched our previous videos, and you know very well that Offset sued QC for trying to get the bag off his solo projects. He wanted to cut ties with QC because they were not playing fair, and they were not showing respect towards him as a solo artist. He probably tolerated P in the last couple of years, but only because his Migos deal was still in effect. After Culture 3 was dropped, Offset realized that this was time for him to deviate from the standard procedure. He started making music by himself, and that's when his solo career first came into light. If it weren't for his brothers Quavo and Offset, he would have probably left even before the album finished. Unlike Offset, the duo of Unk and Few don't have beef with QC. As a matter of fact, on the intro track to their new album, Quavo even paid homage to P, saying, "If it wasn't for P, it probably wouldn't be no me." However, in the following line, he says that if it wasn't for him, P's label wouldn't have made it this far. He raps, "And if it wasn't for me, it probably wouldn't be QC." As we can see from their lyrics, the relationship between Migos and QC's owner P is pretty tangled up. Seems like they both owe a lot to each other's successes. However, the fact that Offset is not on such good terms with P and that he's no longer making music as a part of Migos just goes to show what he probably thinks otherwise. If you ask Offset, P is probably reaching and claiming prizes that aren't actually his for claiming. We don't know all the details, but it's only safe to assume, judging on everything that we've been seeing going on the last few years. However, there's also a factor of Cardi B that a lot of folks think's pretty important if you want to get into the bigger picture of things. If that's kind of true, Cardi B's involvement in this whole sitch is pretty significant. Some say that Cardi snatched Offset from the trio and made him turn on his brothers. See, Cardi B was always there to support her husband, especially once she started beefing with P and the QC record label. She publicly defended him, leaving all kinds of messages on her social media about how QC and P don't have the right to treat Offset with such disrespect, and this may have swerved the opinion on just how involved Cardi B in this whole mess. Moreover, there's also the fact that Cardi and Offset unfollowed Quavo and TakeOff on Instagram. Many were led to believe that this happened just because Cardi B made Offset do it, urging him to fight for what's right and what belongs to him. Regardless, in the end, we can still say that legendary trio the Migos did not disband because of some internal conflict between the three Atlanta rappers. No. Rather, it was because Offset had problems with P and the whole QC record label. Cutting someone off from their profits is bad business move, especially after all the years of hard work they put in for it, man. But it is what it is, and we just gotta move on. At least we can be happy knowing that Migos still love one another, even though their music careers are going in different directions. For them, family always comes first, and that's what really matters, man. Boom.
Well, I ain't even gonna lie. That kind of opened me up on a different wave frequency. Like, it does make sense, you know? And I feel like all of it plays a part, which is, you know, Cardi B pushing the situation, and also Offset, you know, real deal being offended about not getting what he earns, you know, solo on his solo projects. Because, you feel me? He feel like everything he does as a group, you know, y'all could get a piece of. But damn, y'all getting a piece of my solo projects too, you feel me? And he probably wasn't vibing with that. And Cardi actually was probably pushing the situation towards him too. So I feel like all of this could be a good reason. And, you know, Quavo and TakeOff was just probably on some shit like, damn, bro, they doing it to me too, fam. Like, I ain't tripping. But, you know, Offset probably got more to handle outside of, you know, just himself. The man got a family now, so he thinking about the future and how he want to be in the future or whatever. So, you know, Quavo and TakeOff probably not looking at it like that way. They looking at it on some loyalty shit like, damn, bro, we started with them. Like, we can't go against them. You feel what I'm saying? And Offset was probably the one like, hell nah, I'm finna stand on what's right. And I don't even like Lil Baby, by the way, anyway. So, fuck him. You feel me? But y'all let me know how y'all feel about this in the comment below. I'm about done with that. Clock out, Black Gotti. Just walked out.
Bring my bread right now. Bring my money, nigga. Bring my bread right now.